Good evening. Today I'm interviewing Sebastian Williams of 16 Years of Education, and we're going to talk about a couple things dealing with the vision of a campus. My first question, Sebastian, is where is your school in clarifying its mission, vision, and core values for instructional programs?
Well, our school in particular, we're we're partially in the process of it, simply because there's been a change in leadership, and a lot of times, when someone else comes in different, and the way they interact with people is different, and it's just learning everybody again, and so his vision, I think is pretty much the same as what our initial vision was, but the clarity on it is not as good as I would like, but we're in the process.
Okay, thank you. So, do you think it is the responsibility of the new administration to revisit the mission? Should they change it? Should they continue to use the one they already had? Or
Well, I think as a new administrator coming in, you're going to already have your own self-core values, and hopefully they fit together. But it seems that they would, revisit the mission, especially with a new leader coming in with different leadership qualities. And ultimately, we should all have the same goal of educating our children, but everybody don't believe in the same methods. The old administration believed more in corporal punishment, whereas the new administration tries to stray away from corporal punishment, even though it's still allowed in the district.
okay, where is your school with respect to its vision and values for instructional program, using evidence to identify differences and assess as likely reasons for those differences? In other words, where's your school at in the instructional program's point of the vision?
Well, of course, we do quite a bit of professional development where they try to come in and target what they feel are the needs of some of the newer teachers in the district, as well as implementing the new technology into some of the more seasoned teachers who may not be as familiar with the new technology that comes in. We use a lot of data from different classrooms, as well as principals doing walkthroughs and having different departmental meetings to discuss different issues or problems. And we actually use the data from all the testing materials, the common assessments, the benchmarks, and things because ultimately everybody's trying to prepare to pass the STAR test.
Where is the school in setting goals and objectives for instructions to address the differences of the demographics?
Okay. Well, the school, our demographics is we have a large population of special needs students, lower income, and and so we have some issues that that you may not have in some districts. When you're in a lower income area and dealing with a lot of lower income foster families and things of that nature, it sometimes poses a little bit different issues as far as what the child goes through. So we have the free breakfast. We actually educate the parents, and we have different activities where we bring the parents in to try to to get the parent more acclimated to dealing with teachers and not feeling standoffish and confrontational when they want to come in. It's because ultimately we're all trying to raise that child. So did I answer the question?
Yeah, you kind of did, but you answered from the perspective of the parent. I was wondering what the campus was doing to find strategies to motivate an African American young man who has the behavior issues. How can we get him into the culture or the vision of learning?
Well, yeah, I mean, ultimately, we as teachers, we try as much as we can to shape the life of the student, because we want everybody to be as productive as possible. But ultimately, sometimes our children have a lot more to deal with than what we can actually see in the school setting. And so, ultimately, we just try. My motto with my students is I always tell them, when they leave the walls of my classroom, neither them or I can control the rain that falls. My job is to make sure they leave there with an umbrella. So basically, I do everything I can to prepare them for the life ahead of them, and I just pour into everything that I can pour into them, and as well as following the curriculum and IEP needs. So basically, with my setting, I don't actually have to teach as much anymore, because most of my students are being mainstreamed out, and when their work is brought, if they can't behave out in that setting, or we have a point system in order for them to be able to transition from class to class. So if they have problems with that, or if they're having a problem with the class, they come back to me, and then I will help them with whatever assignment, or teach or reteach, or whatever they need to know. So and to keep going on that, we also have set up after-school programs where after-school tutoring is on Tuesdays and Thursdays. They've been actually trying to set up a Saturday school. They got the funding for it. So we're doing everything to try to build those deficits up, because we actually had a couple of low areas. We were low in a couple of areas on the last testing set up. So we're really trying to get all those things up.
Okay, thank you. What strategy does the school have to achieve those instructional goals and objectives, and develop plans for implementing them, including developing the necessary human and material resources? So I'm believing that what I'm asking is, what is the campus doing to educate the staff, or through professional development that also contributes to the vision of the campus?
Well, I mean, of course, we have questionnaires that comes out with the surveys to kind of find where some of the teachers may need help. Because it's one thing just to have a lot of professional developments, but when you actually specifically target these professional developments to help where we're weak at, is more what we're trying to do. As far as implementing the new technologies, and then keeping abreast of all the changes that are going on, and actually being able to share the knowledge that when we go, and one person may go out to a seminar or to a training session, and they'll come back and